Basta all hits, all Pinoy. Kahit nasaan ka man ito'y mapapakinggan. V1 Radio, V1 Radio. 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 V1 Radio, V1 Radio.
This is V81 Radio Worldwide. Almighty God, grant us the courage of Jesus Christ, your Son, to face the coronavirus pandemic with trust, strength, compassion, and resiliency. Give us the grace of the Holy Spirit to free us from fear and anxiety, so we may do actions of help and support and look forward to our healing with hope. We pray for the health workers, food liners, maintenance cleaners, logistics abler, government leaders, and volunteers who continuously come together to deliver our daily needs to survive. Guide us from this time of crisis. Preserve us in peace. Protect the weak and vulnerable and those who serve the society during this pandemic. This we ask and pray in Jesus' name, our Savior. Amen. Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kantang tatak Pinoy. Kahit nasan ka man, kami ay mapapakinggan. Streaming worldwide, the future of radio in Manila, California, and Hong Kong. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin. Ito ang radio ko.
V1 Radio, V1
Basta all hits, all Pinoy panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man ito'y mapapakinggan. Oh,
VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio.
ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
VA1 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
VA1 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program anchors and producers and do not necessarily reflect the policies and position of this station. Here now is the program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erica Mizon, together with her fellow millennials, they will be making a difference.
Good afternoon, everyone. You are now tuned into Making a Difference, a show created to inspire and motivate the youth of today. I am your host and online friend, Erica Mison. So last week, I actually invited three young professionals with different career paths, and we got to see how the whole pandemic is affecting their career. They also gave us their thoughts on the whole ECQ and GCQ. I invited a young CEO. I also had a freelance theater actress. And I also invited an employee who works for an NGO. So, if you want to know more about that episode, it's on our Facebook page, on Making a Difference Facebook page. It's also on V81 Radio's Facebook page. You can check it out after this show. So, there. For this week, I'm sure if not most, all of my viewers today are familiar with social media. You know, it's a vital tool that we use today. It helps us disseminate information. We get to contact our friends and loved ones who are abroad. And it's pretty educational as well. Okay, personally, if I have a question or if I want to find out something, I ask Google. If I want to learn how to use a certain product, I go on YouTube. So it's there. But we have to remember that we need to be careful with what we say and what we read on social media. So for this episode, I invited a youth organization called Young Filipino Advocates of Critical Thinking, or for short, YFACPH. So they promote proper usage of social media. Now, I have four officers here today, and they're going to talk about, of course, their organization, what they do, their projects, how they promote proper usage of social media. And later on, I'll be asking their opinions on how we could create a safe environment on social media, and maybe they could also give us tips on how we could help create this environment. So, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below, and we are gonna try to answer them later on in the show. All right, so let me introduce to you the four officers of YFAC PH. First, we have John Philip Bravo. He is the national chairperson of YFAC PH.
Hello, America. Thank you so much for inviting us today. I'm so excited.
Same. I'm actually pretty excited because this is a topic that us youth or us millennials are very familiar with. So I'm sure there will be a few questions later on, but we'll get to that. Next, we have Nathaniel Johan Villegas, or Nathan. He is the National Vice Chairperson of YPAC PH. Hello, Nathan.
Hi, Erica. Hello also to all the viewers out there. We're very excited to be here today.
Okay. And we have Danica Bergamo. She is the National Secretary General of YPAC PH.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
And last, we have John Benedict Cabrera. He is the Deputy Director for Education and Research for YFAC PH.
Hi everyone, thank you for having us.
Thank you as well. So there you go. These are the four officers of YFAC PH, or Young Filipino Advocate of Critical Thinking. Now, for this segment, maybe we could get to know more about the organization. I'd like to talk to John Philip and John Benedict about the organization. So, how is it? What is the story behind the organization? Maybe you can tell us when and how was it created.
Thank you again, Erica. I think we can all agree that social media today really plays an important role in our daily lives, right? Social media, for me, social media today is a virtual extension of ourselves. From the moment we wake up to the time that we go to bed, we grab our smartphones and scroll down our newsfeed, right? So this is how young Filipino advocates of critical thinking was born. We acknowledge that Filipinos today no longer just go online to check what their friends are doing, or upload their latest selfie, but to also post their insights on different issues. So from the growing trend of fake news online to the weaponization of the internet today, um, to destroy the what you call this our democratic institution, a group of young Filipino leaders from different universities made a decision to take a stand and continue to the good fight. So yeah, YFAC PH, it's an organization of youth leaders advocating for responsible social media use.
Okay, so just to clarify, are you both still studying?
Me, I'm actually already graduated, but I'm waiting for the graduation because it's pandemic, so
Oh
it was
no!
canceled. Right.
When was the graduation supposed to be for you?
Supposed to be, I'm about to graduate on last May 3, 2020, but
Oh no!
since we're in quarantine,
Oh no! Okay. How about you, John Benedict? Are you also
For
studying?
for me naman, I'm a freshman student in UP Manila. So ayun, taking up BS Pharmacy.
Wow. Okay. So talagang iba-iba, no? How about you? Sorry, John Philip. Where did you study and what course did you take?
I'm BA Broadcasting
Ooh,
at the University of Makati.
perfect broadcasting. Okay. So you're perfect for this show. Okay. So, when was the organization created?
The organization was created last June 2017. It was actually the time when Mocha Luzon is very popular in social media. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, during that time, no. Okay, maybe you could tell us more about the mission and vision of YFAC PH.
So YFAC PH has the goal of promoting better online spaces and, of course, to promote the responsible use of social media. So, what is our mechanism? How do we do that? Because we allow the people to exercise the right to be informed and to access accurate information. While we acknowledge the fact that not everyone has the capability to access accurate information from our mainstream news sites, that's why it serves as also a platform for fake news. And these fake news um, can be really dangerous as they shape the political opinions of a lot of people, where they also promote a culture of divisiveness, where people are no longer open to discourse. Another thing that YFAC is promoting is upholding proper ethics in the use of social media. It is ethical to promote a healthy discussion for everyone so that we could have a better online space, and we could do that by amplifying the use of social media for social justice and social good.
Okay, that's great. Your organization is actually very timely, no? Especially nowadays, everyone is on social media. So I'm glad to have you on the show to talk about the proper usage of social media. Another question I would like to ask. I noticed because John Benedict here is the Deputy Director for Education and Research.
Yeah.
So, do you have a certain structure for the organization? Do you have different other deputies? How is the order of your organization?
So YFAC PH has around 80 to 100 official members from different universities across the country, from Luzon to Mindanao. And as for committees, we have 5 committees, namely the Education and Research Committee, which I am part of, the Memberships Committee, the Public Relations Committee, Externals and Partnerships Committee, and the Creatives Committee. Each committee has one director and 2 deputy directors.
Okay, that's a lot. 80
Yeah.
to 100. Amazing. And you guys started 3 years ago. That's a good number. How did you get the 80 to 100 people to join you guys?
I think during that time, Erica, in 2017, we have a membership recruitment. So, since na-share nga kanina ni Benedict na we have a membership committee, so we actually screen. So, because we actually acknowledge that we really need members who hindi lang pwede yung mga founding officers, ganyan. So, we want to make sure that this is not just for Metro Manila. So, since it's hindi ito student council din, hindi rin to clubs, school. So kaya nag-decide yung founding member na let's just create a membership recruitment. So we have an announcement in social media na we need different people in these different committees. So yeah, nag-sign up sila, and then we have some interviews, may mga nangyaring interviews, etc. And then, yun paano sila naging official member.
Okay. So how do you usually screen your members? I'm sure there might be a couple of viewers who may be interested to be a member of YFAC PH. So maybe you could somewhat promote how do we become a member of YFAC PH?
To be a member, since it's from the acronym Young Filipino, so pag feel mo lang na young ka, not just parang kasi parang no, during that time when it was parang kini-create pa yung org, parang sabi namin youth na lang ang gamitin sa letter Y. However, parang kasi parang nakakaano lang siya, intimidate, or not just hindi lang naman nakaka-intimidate, pero parang kasi ang youth, kasi pag ginamit mo yung term na youth, is parang may age lang siya, di ba? May age bracket lang siya. So parang, kaya the founding members, sige young na lang, para we can also welcome young professionals, yung mga working, right? So, ayun. So when it comes to the membership recruitment naman, ayun, nagpasagot kami ng mga sa Google form ng questions about issues that are relevant. So for example, what's your stand on uh, or during that time, what's your stand about the death penalty, about certain issues, mga social issues. And then since we also advocate critical thinking, doon namin malalaman na, okay, itong member na to, critical siya, ganyan. So, and then after that, we actually conducted series of interviews para makita namin yung kung gaano ka-interesado yung nag-a-apply. So parang it's like a job recruitment, parang ganun na din. But we're just a volunteer youth organization.
Okay, great. So for those viewers who are watching, if you wanna be a member of YFAC PH, are you still accepting? I mean, is it ongoing or may certain period lang?
May certain period lang, but usually, Erica, we hold the membership recruitment every June and July since it's anniversary. So we want to welcome members during our anniversary. So yeah.
Okay, so there. I guess just watch out na lang for their announcement if for those who are interested in becoming a member. Yeah. So you mentioned John Philip a while ago that you also invite young professionals. Do you currently have those in the working class?
Yes. Some is a law student working in the government, working in media. Like me, I'm also working in the media. And some is an accountant, CPA. So yeah, it's actually diverse kasi may mga from Mindanao na working na din, may mga taga Visayas, and hindi lang talaga siya nakafocus here sa Metro Manila. So it's really all around the Philippines.
Nice. Okay, that's great. So, have you been to Visayas or Mindanao as YFAC or not yet?
We actually received some invites, like speaking engagement in different, like in Baguio, in Visayas to hold some of our projects. But since we're just a youth volunteer organization, we don't have the capacity pa na pumunta sa mga iba't ibang places, lalo na paglabas na siya ng Metro Manila. But hopefully in the next coming years, in the next coming months, pag okay na ang lahat, ayan, makakapag, focus na rin sa iba't ibang place, not just here in Metro Manila.
Okay. Another question. This is actually coming from me. What are the benefits actually of being a member of YFAC PH?
Actually, yes, laging actually tinatanong yan ng mga members when we invited members, you want to sign up for this. I think if you have that passion naman, kasi wala kami nakukuha dito sabi ko kanina member, may para siyang job recruitment, pero wala kami namang nakukuha dito na parang salary or what, kasi hindi naman siya talaga job. Since we're all, majority of us is students sa organization. So I think, andun lang, if may passion ka naman, wala kang hinihinging kapalit, ganon. So I think, it's also helpful, Erica, because I'm actually afraid speaking in front of many people, but right now, because of YFAC PH, I'm now into public speaking, I'm now into this. So ayan, so marami ka rin makukuha. And also networking because you have the opportunity to meet different youth leaders all around the country. Sometimes we also receive invites to attend seminars, press conference. So you represented the organization. So yeah, so I think networking is the first thing na makukuha mo if you will join the organization.
Okay, great. I mean, I would actually wanna, at least be a member or attend your events. So hopefully, let's look into it. But thank you, John Philip and John Benedict, for sharing all about YFAC PH. Now, we are gonna go on break, but don't leave just yet. After the break, we are going to know more about the projects of YFAC PH, and then we are gonna get to that question and answer portion. So parang Miss Universe lang ang peg. But we'll be right back after these few announcements.
We'll be back shortly, making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, South Manila. May items ka na gustong ibenta? Or planning to buy something specific? Visit PinoyAds.ph, a free online classified ads na available to all. Post an ad para sa item that you want to sell. Or browse through the listing to find out what you're looking for. Connect with the community to explore, discover, buy and sell. Be the boss of every transaction sa PinoyAds.ph. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. Kabayan, nahuhomesick ka ba? I-download na ang aming mobile app at mag-enjoy sa mga kantang Tatak Pinoy and feel like you're home. The V81 Radio mobile app, available in the App Store and Google Play Store. V81 Radio mobile app, free now, free forever. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, the future of radio. This is your all hits, all Pinoy internet radio station. This is V81 Radio Worldwide.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan.
Now back to Making a Difference, only here on V81 Radio, South Manila. We'll
Okay, we are now back. For those who are just tuning in, welcome to Making a Difference. Today, I invited a youth organization called Young Filipino Advocates of Critical Thinking, or YFAC-PH. Now, they are an organization that promotes proper usage of social media. Don't worry, you haven't missed out on anything. We are just on our second segment. So again, for this segment, we are gonna get to know the projects of the organization. For those of you who have any questions, feel free to comment down below, because after we talk about their projects, we are gonna talk about how to responsibly use social media. So to talk about their projects, I'd like to invite Nathan. He is the National Vice Chairperson of YFAC-PH, And also Danica. She is the National Secretary General of YFAC PH. Hello, Nathan and Danica.
Hello, Erica.
Okay, great. Okay, now I can hear Nathan. Okay, so tell us, what projects have you guys done?
Okay, so basically we have two types of projects. Since YFAC is a social media org, we have both offline and online projects. So for our main offline project, we have the FAC PH Now. It's a social media summit. We have a same day edit that we could show while I really discuss
Okay,
the objectives and the workarounds of the event.
okay, great. So we'll be showing a
Okay, okay. So basically, the PH now social media summit is an annual summit that aims to train organizations and individuals. Okay,
okay. So that was the same day edit, right? For your summit.
yes. So let's talk about the summit now. So basically, the objectives of our annual social media summit aims to train organizations and individuals around the Philippines on how to efficiently and effectively use social media so they could utilize it to promote social good and other advocacies. Okay, so the summit was first held in 2017 at San Beda, Manila. So it gathered speakers from various sectors to discuss issues that are present in social media because we can't deny that social media is a huge part of our lives right now and it encompasses a lot of sectors and a lot of work, a lot of interests. So it also included breakout workshops on different topics. It hopefully inspired the youth of today to use social media in a more responsible manner. During our social media summits, we have over 150 to 300 participants composed of students, young professionals, influencers, and advocates from all over the country. So we've had two social media summits so far in 2017 and in 2018. So we were supposed to have one this year, but due to the coronavirus, sadly, it didn't push through.
Oh,
Another thing we okay. Another
sure.
thing event we'd like to show is our media literacy caravan. We also have pictures that shows us discussing various topics on youth sectors. So I think we could show that right now.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe Danica can first discuss what the picture is on the screen.
Okay, so ayan, recently kasi we had our COVID-19 donation drive. So we were able to raise 150,000 pesos in partnership with different social media influencers and celebrities to support our frontliners and the Filipino families. So we gave sets of personal protective equipments, medical supplies, grocery supplies for our healthcare workers, and of course the street vendors that were greatly affected by the Luzon lockdown.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are some of the pictures ng mga pinuntahan naming different hospitals in Metro Manila.
Okay, so now going back to our media literacy caravans. So that yung pic right now is an old pic from 2018. We had our first media literacy caravan in Bocaue, Bulacan, in the partnership of Project Pearls, which is a charity that aims to help out of school youth and other children who may be in need of assistance. So we talked about bullying, disinformation, misinformation, and how social media is really prominent in our daily lives. So next pictures, please. So there we discuss these topics to our students. So that picture right now is our latest social media in Mandaluyong, Barangay Nuzaniga. So that's for elementary to senior high school students living in that barangay. We also talk about the same topics. This one is in Museo Pambata, also in partnership with Project Pearls. Those are scholars from Tondo, Manila. We've talked about the same social media, cyberbullying, disinformation. Then we also had a workshop. We had them write letters to our Philippine president right now, Rodrigo Duterte, and we posted the letters on our Facebook page during after the event, and it showed how impactful social media really is when they gather information. The picture right now is when we had another media literacy caravan in National University. We had those in partnership with their student government for the senior high school students of National University. And then that one was in San Beda College, Alabang. We also had a media literacy caravan there, and we had one prominent speaker, which was Attorney Florin Hilbay, who talked about social media and law during that media literacy caravan. Ayan. So basically, during our media literacy caravans, we also talk on different topics like how social media is applicable to content creation, how social media is used to promote advocacies, how social media can be used or is being used to spread disinformation or misinformation, and what we can do about it. So our offline campaigns are heavily focused on online campaigns. So that's a picture of our FactPH now during 2018. We had that in San Beda College, Alabang din. So ayan, more pictures. So we gathered around 100 plus participants. And the picture on screen is our 2017 FactPH now. We invited Pinoy Ako Blog and Wanna Change to talk about how social media affects politics and political views. Ayan, more pictures.
Okay, that's a lot. You guys have a lot of events, which is good. Again, since you started 2017, I
Mm-hmm.
see a lot of events and people, because it's social media, so a lot of people would be interested to attend your events on the summits and the caravans. I actually have a question about the social media summit. Nathan mentioned a while ago that this year you were supposed to have one, correct? That was supposed to be
Yes.
around what month?
Danica can answer that question since
Okay, so
Okay.
she's our
it wa-
project head.
Oh, okay.
okay, so that was supposed to be March 14, 2020 sa FEU Manila.
Okay. So what were the topics for that summit? Maybe you can share a bit what your plans were for this year's summit, supposedly.
Okay, so topics are like for LGBT, for journalism, how to make content creations, how to express ourselves more in social media in a responsible manner. So those are some topics that were supposed to be part of that event.
Okay. So hopefully that could still push through somehow kahit next year. Kasi
Yes.
again,
Mm-mm.
interesting topics yung mga nagagawa nyo. We actually have a question um, from YouTube, the latest one. It says here, what are the topics you impart on your caravan about bullies in social media? Do you have local government support?
Okay. So during our media literacy caravans, we talk about bullying and how cyberbullying affects people in social media. So what we do is we show them the effects of what bullying can do to the extent of it. Because what social media allows us to do is to bash people, to talk about harmful things on a screen. So basically, we have a screen in front of us, and it's not necessarily our real face or our real information. So we talk about the effects of what really can happen if we continue to bully other people, if we continue to bash other people. So what we do is we talk to them about how to avoid these kinds of behaviors and what to do if if people are being cyberbullied on social media. So we tell them na we should avoid engaging, we should approach authorities whenever possible. Tell our parents if you're too young to handle this on our own because social media has its bad sides, but it also has its good sides in the community, in our families, and the friends we make through social media. On local government support, we currently don't have any, but when we host our media literacy caravans, we partner with the Sangguniang Kabataan during our latest one in Mandaluyong.
Nice. Okay. Maybe we could maybe we have some viewers here today. If you want to help YFAC PH, maybe sponsor them. Uh, Let me know. Let us know. You can send a message to me to my Facebook page or to YFAC PH. That would be great. I could actually even link you guys to some of the people I know in local LGUs because
Thank
you're right.
you.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Of course. Again, social media plays an important role nowadays. So everybody uses social media. You guys have great projects. So thank you for sharing, Nathan and Danica. I'd actually like
Welcome.
to call back um John Philip and John Benedict. There we go. Okay, so we're all on screen right now. For this portion, I have a couple of questions to ask. Anyone can answer. And I think we might have a few, but we'll hold that for later. Now we're gonna talk about responsible use of social media. So again, YFAC PH, your organization, you promote that. But why is this so important? Why is it important for us to use social media responsibly?
Siguro mauna na ako, Erica.
Sure.
As I mentioned earlier, diba, sabi ko, for me, social media today is a virtual extension of ourselves. So if kapag nade-judge ka na agad-agad. So when someone check your Instagram account, so makikita na agad na, okay, traveler to si kuya, ganyan, or religyoso to si an ate, ganyan. Kasi makikita nila na you share Bible quotes, ganyan, or you always travel. So, na-judge ka na agad um, once you post something online. So, everyone will agree with me siguro that the social media environment today has become toxic, lalo na kapag pinag-uusapan natin ang mga politiko, ang ating gobyerno, right? And also, why this is important? Because according to a study from We Are Social 2019 digital report, we're the social media capital in the world. So Filipinos actually spend the most time on social media worldwide for at more than 4 hours every single day. So it's also, if you will really see, if you will actually notice right now, lalo-lalo na ngayong pandemic, makikita natin na social media is really plays an important role in our lives um, from physical classes, face-to-face na klase, ngayon natatransform na siya into online classes. Diba? Gumagamit na ang ating mga professors ng iba't ibang apps to hold their online classes. And also, yung mga donation drives na dapat na usually nung mga nakaraan, yung dati pa is parang pupunta ka sa bahay-bahay para humingi ng donation. But right now, because of the power of social media, para mag-post ka lang ng something, i-share na yan ng mga friends mo, ng mga maraming tao. So it's really evolving and it has not shown signs of slowing down. So we have to really use it responsibly, and I think we can also use it for nation building.
Right. So, dagdag lang sa sinabi ni JP na social media really has its positive effects when it comes to dissemination of information, when it comes to sharing things about our lives. But we have to also realize that social media, although it's a virtual extension of ourselves, it's not necessarily ourselves as a whole. So when we look at social media on Facebook, on Instagram, we don't post whatever we're doing right now. We don't say na, right now I'm having a bad time. But what we post is our happy selves, we use it to boast and to brag. So yung nangyayari is we create a false sense of image of ourselves, and we see that social media has become really toxic in the way that we compare our situations right now to what we see on social media. We think that everyone is happy, that everyone is handling this pandemic okay, and that we're supposed to come out of this stronger, etc., etc. But what we fail to realize is that not everyone has social media, not everyone posts on social media, and not everyone has the capacity or the access to be good vibes always on social media. So, doon na siya nagiging toxic in a way that our virtual extensions of ourselves fail to highlight who we actually are as a person. So, nagiging superficial siya.
Okay. So, given that, what can we do something about that? Can we offer help to those who we know that are struggling?
I think for me, Erica, I think education is still the key. May malaking role ang ating gobyerno for this one. So I think pwede rin magkaroon ng law about this. Or I think pwede rin magkaroon ng I think last time I heard the news na pinag-uusapan sa Congress pagka sa batas na parang isasama sa curriculum ng mga estudyante ang social media literacy kasi nga sa mga nangyayari dahil nasa social media. So I think may malaki talagang role ang ating gobyerno at ang mga educational institutions at ang mga parents din ng mga kabataan ito. Since naniniwala din, we can all agree na nagsisimula pa rin ang lahat sa tahanan, right?
Agree with that. Speaking of parents, there are a few comments here related to that. There's one by Tabawan Bonggao. Are there internet or online controls for social media content, especially for parents to control the contents of their children's social media? So, yun, may mga online controls ba sa social media to parang, control what the kids see?
That's actually a good question. I think sa Facebook, hindi pa rin talaga siya regulated. But I think sa YouTube, nag-start na siya. Because if you will see, may YouTube for kids na. May YouTube for parang certain age, ganyan, na bracket na parang mapapanood lang nila kapag sa YouTube, if ang age mo is parang 8 years old, ganyan, mapapanood mo lang is more on parang educational shows, mga cartoons, ganyan, hindi mo parang kumbaga sa TV, hindi siya rated SPG or PG, parang gano'n. So I think sa YouTube nag-start na siya, hopefully sa iba't ibang social media platforms, meron ng mga ganitong program, yung mga regulations itong mga founders or creators ng mga social media apps. Because, as I mentioned, talagang rampant ang mga disinformation today, fake news, iba't ibang harassment in social media, at yung iba ginagamit yung social media accounts nila to spread hate. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I think it's mostly on YouTube, Netflix maybe. I think you can control. Yeah, but when it comes to Facebook, not yet. So hopefully maybe we could try to suggest that somehow. That's a good question.
I guess dagdag lang din for social media content. We also have to look at this objectively in a way that yung algorithms ngayon ng Facebook and Twitter reinforces our current pre-existing beliefs. So for example, we like something about dogs. The next time we scroll down on Facebook, we will see dogs and more dogs. So it will continue feeding us information that we like or information that we seem to enjoy. So a good moderation, I guess, for parents who don't want their children being influenced by negative sources is to see what they consume, is to not necessarily to invade their social media accounts, their privacies, but to take a look at the pages they like, to look at where they get information, to what kinds of things they share on social media, and then we could see or reinforce them by letting them like other pages with more educational content, by sending them stuff on more wholesome and kid-related stuff, so that the algorithm pushes more sorts of these information.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because I'm into digital marketing, so you're correct there. The algorithm really changes depending on what your interests are. Me personally, if you see my feed, it's either travel or food, mostly food. So, yan. Tama yan. Another question related again to the parents. This is also another interesting question by NNM. What can you say to parents who do not want their kids to use social media because of negative influence? This is another good question, because personally, I started using Facebook when I was in college. Because my parents believed that, they wanted to protect us from the negative influences of social media. So, what can you say regarding that question?
Okay, so magsisimula na siguro ako. I guess naman na may mga certain aspects yung buhay natin na hindi talaga makontrol or hindi kontrolado ng mga magulang natin. As much as we want na yung mga kabataan ay nalilimitahan lamang yung impormasyon na pumapasok sa kanila na ito'y mabubuti lamang, but hindi siya 100% sure. I mean, para siyang idea na ayokong palabasin din yung anak ko sa mundo, sa labas ng bahay kasi baka ma-influensyahan din siya ng masasamang bisyo, ng masasamang impormasyon. Parang gano'n din naman sa mundo ng social media. Hindi natin 100% sure na kakayanin or makakaya talaga na kontrolin yung mga impormasyon na pumapasok sa mga anak natin. Pero as much as possible, yes, it should start with the family talaga, yung kung paano tumatakbo yung impormasyon sa loob ng bahay niyo.
Okay.
And siguro para dagdagan na rin yun, sabi nga ni Ate Danica, ni Kuya JP, it all starts with the family. And nandun talaga yung foundation of values na nagsisimula talaga sa formative years ng isang bata. So, kung matibay talaga ang values ng isang bata at na-inculcate sa kanya yung pagiging critical, yung pagiging aware of what is happening right now, then in a sense, mababawasan yung negative influence and siya pa mismo ang magsispread ng good influence to other students or other social media users as well.
Agree with that. It all really begins in your homes. No, my family, we also believe in that. We have a strong belief that everything starts in the household. So maybe just to add as well, I think that's where you have to also be open to your parents. It was mentioned a while ago, I think, by Nathan. Yeah, if let's say hindi mo na talaga kaya, your parents are there for a reason. Okay, they're there to guide you. Think of it this way: if you have parents who do not allow you to use social media, honestly, you're dodging a bullet there because
Yeah.
they're just really trying to protect you. That's the role of the parents. So for those who are still living with their parents, or um, um, they're still with their parents, yeah, don't think of this um, from a negative perspective. Again, they love you and they're just there. They're just trying to protect you because that's their role talaga. So just to add. Okay. Another question I wanna ask. What are, maybe you could just cite a few, no? What are the pros and cons of having social media accounts? Again, personally, there were a few times that I deactivated for a while just to, okay, because to be honest, it's really distracting. When I'm working, when I'm studying, when I used to study, it's really distracting. So that's why there was a time that I deactivated. Right now, honestly, I'm on social media because that's my job. I'm a digital marketer. So I also really need to be on social media. So maybe you can cite a few examples on the pros and cons of having social media accounts.
So, in the context of the pandemic, social media can be used as a platform to hold events when face-to-face interactions are not feasible, such as this one. And also, it allows the dissemination of information, such as health information, during crisis events, tulad nito sa COVID-19, where we are informed of the guidelines, and the dissemination of that information is really fast, that it reaches a lot of people. And that influence also increases awareness and can also facilitate a lot of changes, including political changes. And as said by Ate Erica, it can be used as a livelihood as well. And people can use it as a platform to extend their talents.
Yes, tama si John Benedict. For yan yung mga pros ng having a social media account. I think sa disadvantage naman, Erica, I think this is very rampant today. Talagang mapapansin na natin yan when we open our accounts. May mapapansin tayong mga fake news. So yan ang one of the disadvantage, disinformation online. And second, since um, it helps us sa school, in research process at yung mga institution ngayon, they communicate their students via Facebook groups or Messenger. Pero ang kabaliktaran naman is nagiging distraction na lang siya. So sometimes nasosobrahan ng paggamit ng social media. So it affects the students yung sa study niya. And also, nagsabi na din po kanina ni Nathan, it's yung parang nakikita kasi since ang mga tao, lalo na ang mga bata, mga teenager, nakikita nila na parang ang perfect ng buhay, ng mga celebrities, ng mga influencers. So definitely parang naiingit sila na hala, bakit ganito, ganyan. So I think doon na falls down yung parang magpe-pretend sila na hindi naman sila. So I think mawawala yung authenticity. And also privacy, Erica, marami ng mga studies na online at mga research na ginagamit ng social media para makapagbigay ng privacy from, I think, kapag may mga audience, kung may audience tayong mga bata, I think yung mga iba nagagamit na yung social media to spread scandals. Parang recently, parang merong si Senator Risa Hontiveros, meron siyang isang webinar na kinandak with Raisa Soberano. And then may mga nakita siya sa Facebook groups na parang videos for sale, mga scandals sa mga bata, ganyan. So yeah, privacy. And also, disadvantage, I think, also cyberbullying and harassment. So it's social media is ginagamit na nila itong social media to harass people, lalo yung mga trolls. Ayan. So,
Yeah. Agree with those disadvantages. It can be actually really scary, come to think about it. That's why there are also others who do not want to be on social media. But again, thank you for your insight. So we are gonna go on break again, but to our viewers, don't leave just yet because we have a couple more questions to ask the officers of YFAC PH. So again, if you have any comments, please comment down below. If you have any questions and comments, leave a comment down below, Facebook and YouTube, and we'll try to answer those questions for you. So don't leave. We'll be right back after these few announcements.
We'll be back shortly, making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, South Manila. Para enjoy ang pakikinig sa V81 Radio kahit saan. We are now on your Amazon Echo devices. Just say, Alexa, play V81 Radio at i-enjoy ang inyong mga paboritong Pinoy music 24/7. Sabihin lang, Alexa, play V81 Radio. Kabayan, nahuhomesick ka ba? I-download na ang aming mobile app at mag-enjoy sa mga kantang tatak Pinoy and feel like you're home. The V81 Radio mobile app, available in the App Store and Google Play Store. V81 Radio mobile app, free now, free forever. Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kantang tatak Pinoy. Kahit nasan ka man, kami ay mapapakinggan. Streaming worldwide, the future of radio in Manila, California, and Hong Kong. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin.
V81 Radio.
Now back to Making a Difference, only here on V81 Radio, South Manila.
Welcome back to Making a Difference. Again, for those of you who are just tuning in, I am interviewing an organization, a youth organization called Young Filipino Advocates of Critical Thinking, or YFAC PH. Now, just before the break, we got to know what projects they've done and what future project they're gonna do. And we started a conversation on responsible use of social media. Now, I actually want to continue that conversation. May I have everyone back on screen again? There we go. We have John Philip, there's Nathan, Danica, and John Benedict. Hi, everyone, again. So, to continue the conversation we had a while ago, there's another comment by a parent. It was somewhat connected to what we were talking about a while ago, which was the pros and cons of having social media. So the question is, kids nowadays are glued in social media, which means less interaction with family and other people. What can you advise to these kids? Totoo yan. I see that a lot. Actually, there are some at age 4, they know how to use an iPad already. Okay, I never owned an iPad. I mean, dati wala pa naman yung iPad. But how do maybe you can advise these kids on how to use their time wisely on social media? Who can start?
So,
Okay.
I guess, balikan natin yung sinabi nila, Danica and ni JP, na it all starts with the family. Kasi sometimes, we see, as a kid, pwede nating makita yung parents natin na sila rin ay tutok sa social media. Sila rin ay, they're always on their phones, pag uwi nila sa bahay, pag galing din natin sa school, makikita lang natin sila na nanonood ng movies or nagbabrowse din ng Facebook. So in a way, may influence din here yung family. Kasi kailangan sila din magkaroon ng engagement with their children, with their kids, na para mag-build ng relationship na hindi lang sa social media nakabase. Tapos for those naman na addicted na, let's say, hindi naman din masama na i-limit yung hours nila on social media or in front of devices. Ang alam ko, there are certain devices na may settings for young children na pwedeng iset ilang hours lang sila on this specific application or ilang hours lang sila pwede mag-phone. So, from there, pwede na natin malimit. Pero of course, pag hindi na sila nagpo-phone, kailangan din natin silang bigyan ng activities that they could do without their phones para hindi sila ganun ka-reliant on their mobile devices and on social media.
Good answer.
I
I
to
like
add
that.
na rin doon.
Okay, go ahead.
I think parents should really establish a routine for their children talaga. That there are certain set of hours or times of the day that they can use their social media. Doon papasok yung saying talaga na moderation is key. So, yun nga, inculcation ng values sa tahanan, pati na rin ang viewpoint that social media should be an extension of ourselves. It should not hinder us from extending ourselves to other people.
Okay,
Good answer.
dadagdag ko lang din.
Go ahead, Danica.
Sorry. Ayun, I remember a video that I watched from TED Talk. I guess yung title niya Connected but Not Connected. So, yung idea niya kasi is, halimbawa makikipagkita kayo sa mga friends nyo, sa family nyo, sa cousins nyo, may sleepover kayo. But then again, ma-realize natin, lahat tayo nakatutok sa cellphone. I mean, like, magkakasama kayo, pero nagsi-cellphone kayo. So, parang yung connection nyo talaga nahihinder ng social media. So, I guess mahalagang matutunan natin at may sa puso, mapasok natin sa isipan lagi natin na yung mga importanteng okasyon, yung mga importanteng pagkita-kita, pagtatagpo natin mga kaibigan natin, limitahan natin yung paggamit ng ating social media accounts para makapag-spend pa tayo ng genuine sa mga members of our families or sa mga friends natin.
Thank you. Those were really good answers. Pang Miss Universe answers yan. But I like it. I like your answers. I agree with you. There are various ways for a parent to limit the usage of social media. Again, to those kids who are watching, please don't get mad at your parents. Try to understand them. Again, they know what's best for you. So they're doing this because they love you. Okay. So I have a question actually. There are people who are not on social media. Does your organization tackle that aspect, and how, if ever you do? Someone can answer. Or, ayan.
Um, we don't have that yet, Erica, but I think dito magpo-fall yung media literacy caravan projects namin because we acknowledge that not all people are in social media. Now, not in social media, and at the same time, may access sa information. Kaya we go to communities, we partner with different organization, nonprofit organization. At the same time, our latest media literacy caravan is we partnered with the barangay and SK officials. So talaga, kumbaga sa Tagalog is pupunta kami sa mga laylayan ng lipunan because we acknowledge that not all people are on social media and have an access to information. So parang right now, di ba, we have the ABS-CBN shutdown. So sabi, may mga argument na parang andyan naman ang social media, andyan naman ang Facebook to watch and check the news. However, sa mga probinsya, ang ang mga malalayong probinsya, mga malalayong lugar, ang access lang nila is through television, um, meron man silang access sa mga kanilang mga Facebook account pero limited. So I think yung media literacy caravan namin, dito siya mag-fall. Yung we really go to communities and barangays para i-educate sila na this is how social media works, this is what's happening in social media, na may fake news online, how do we combat it, so etc. So ayun.
Okay. Great, great. Yeah, that's actually a good idea, no? Because yun nga, again, not everyone also has access, no? So it's good that you guys are doing this caravan to further not only promote your organization but to really teach the youth and update them kung ano na talaga nangyayari sa Philippines. Thank you, John Philip, for that answer. Okay, another question. From me again. How can we encourage an environment that advocates for intelligent discussions? Now, again, I would personally see people share their thoughts on different topics, but sometimes it can get out of hand. So, sa inyo, how can we encourage a very open, safe environment in social
So
media?
I think that starts talaga with agenda setting, with setting the agenda by giving accurate information. But before we delve into that, I think we should characterize first what is an intelligent discussion. So an intelligent discussion is when you try to see the other person's perspective. You understand them from where they are. And also it is a discussion that moves forward. And wherein at the end of the discourse is you have either taught someone or you learned something yourself. So there is an output to that discussion. That is when we can say that the discussion has been intelligent. So in terms of agenda setting and accurate information, that's where my committee comes in. We have always we always post what is happening in the political climate, posting statements and other publicity materials. The importance of accurate information is that our opinions should be grounded at facts, but we can also recognize the fact that not all people have access to accurate information, since many people that I know, including myself, sometimes rely on free data. Facebook has the free data feature where they cannot see the articles itself coming from mainstream news sites. So some of the things that people do here is that they go to the comment section and they try to get out of context what is in the article. And sometimes that comes with bias, and their basis sometimes can be outright wrong and fully misleading. But we cannot blame them because they are victims and shackled by the system that promotes divisiveness and misinformation. So it is up to us, the people who are privileged enough to access the information, to be the mediator of social change so that we could facilitate it into a better and more healthy discussion.
Okay. Agree. Agree. Again, you have to read the finer print. That's what they say. Yeah. Pero tama yan. Thank you, John Benedict, for that answer. Speaking of fake news. Fake news is one thing that we hear. I could say sometimes I'm a victim of fake news. Pero yung mga light lang, like no classes. Tapos last year pala yun. Yeah, so it's already fake news. But maybe you guys could give advice to those who are sort of victims on fake news. How do we know that it's fake news, and how do we, avoid reading fake news?
I think,
So,
Erica,
I
first of
really
all, we have to really be mindful of what we share online. So before sharing stories on social media, we have to check if the source is reliable and if the information can be backed up with evidence. So meaning, if binabalita yan ni GMA News, you can also check ABS-CBN, you can check Inquirer, you can check Manila Bulletin. So another important response is to check the date and make sure the post is not outdated. So yun nga, sabi mo kanina, Erica, you're a victim yun dun sa mga posts na um, naglipa na. I mean, kung nakikita ulit natin sa social media, sa ating mga feed, sa ating mga feed. However, it's already from last year. So for example, mga walang pasok advisory. So yung mga posts like yung mga may nangyaring bagyo last year pero ipinopost ulit ng netizens today because it's not really fake news but it creates confusion, parang misleading na siya. So ayun, and we can also we can siguro tips then may dadagdag ko is read beyond the headline. So um, magpo-fall pa rin dito yung lagi nating naririnig. We have to think before we click. So we have to stop, we have to look and read. Yun pa rin.
So on a more technical perspective, I guess, sa YFAC, we don't necessarily use the term fake news anymore. So we classify these into two, misinformation and disinformation. So M tapos D. So we classify misinformation as information that is confusing but not deliberately used to spread wrong ideas or wrong information. So for example, na dun yung mga walang pasok, yung mga lumalabas na let's say UPCAT results na last year tapos sinishare ulit ngayon. While on the other hand, we have disinformation, which is information meant to deliberately confuse and deceive people. So dito natin nakikita yung mga edited statements of personalities. Dito natin nakikita yung mga deliberate fake news na spinispread to divide political opinion, to divide opinion on topics. So, from there, we could identify and try to solve yung mga effects niya. Because in reality, kagaya nga ng sabi ko kanina, if we continue to consume these types of information kahit na mali siya, the algorithm, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, will continue to feed us disinformation and misinformation. So, we call this an echo chamber or our social bubble. So, what happens is, what we share on social media just gets thrown back at us. We fail to see others' perspectives, we fail to see other aspects of issues. So, another way to combat misinformation and disinformation talaga is to be empathetic. Kagaya nga ng sabi ni John Benedict, na it all starts with seeing the perspective of the other party, of the other people that we interact with on social media.
Thank you. for sharing. Again, agree with everything um, the four of you have been saying. It's great to hear answers from youth. I mean, you guys are still studying, and yet you think this way, so it's really great to hear those answers coming from the four of you. So before we end our show, um, I want to ask each one of you. Okay, maybe you could give advice to the viewers. I'll leave you with this one question. Okay, how can we maximize our time with the use of social media? Again, how can we maximize our time with the use of social media? So you can answer that question, and then after that you can shout out to your friends and families. So we could start with Mr. National Chairperson John Philip.
Okay. I think three tips I can give, Erica, on how people can maximize their time with the use of social media. I think first, they can. This is just very simple. They can turn off push notification on social media para hindi masyadong um, parang tawag dito, kinakain yung time on social media. I think this can help. They can turn off push notification on social media. Second, don't feed the trolls. So know your battles wisely. And third one is beware of fake news. So yun nga yung na-share kanina, we have to be mindful of what we share online. And also, education is still the key. As I mentioned earlier, the government and the educational institution plays an important role for social media. So I think more digital literacy and awareness of the effects of excessive social media. So this needs to be fixed. So ayun.
Okay. Any shout outs to your fans, friends?
I think for YFAC PH na lang. So if may mga viewers tayo and listeners online, for if you want to be a member or if you have any questions or if you need assistance, you can visit our Facebook or Twitter account. Just search YFAC PH. And also we're on Instagram, so just search YFAC PH.
All right. How about Nathan, Mr. National Vice Chairperson?
Ako naman, I guess, I agree with what JP has said. But I guess I'll tackle on the more personal, how we personally consume social media. Kasi when we talk about maximizing our time, we often think of it as not necessarily procrastinating every time we go on social media, to not always fall for those clickbait titles or those yung mga videos na are meant to actually take away time from our productivity. Kasi nakikita nga natin na social media has become a place for clickbait, for short-time information. So, what social media has made us, or ano yung ginawa ng social media sa atin ay it has made us parang may short attention spans na tayo, na we're easily distracted and we can easily be swept away from what we're currently doing. So a good way to maximize our time on social media is to actually minimize it. Wow. So to detox every once in a while, to shut down or to take a break from social media and to actually have more intimate conversations with our friends and our relatives na we could use Messenger but we could deactivate our Facebook. So parang ganun, we control what we consume in social media. And from there, we could choose what we react to, what we like. Then from there, we could actually build healthy habits on social media, not just what the current algorithm or the current system is feeding us. So
Thank
for
you.
shout out, I guess, for YFACPH na rin, you could email us at yfacph@gmail.com. So you could reach out us for any partnerships or any events that you would like to invite. We have a roster of speakers who could talk about these topics or anything that could cater to your needs as an organization or as an event. So, ayun lang.
Thank you, Nathan. How about Danica, Miss National Secretary General?
Okay, sa akin siguro super simple na lang. Ako talaga grateful ako na naging part ng organization na to kasi marami siyang naituro sa akin, especially yung paano maging responsableng social media user. Siguro keep on educating, and when we try to educate people on social media, speak with love and speak with humility. Yung hindi kailangan natin i-prove, i-invalidate kung ano yung ibang argumento ng kausap natin, pero matuto tayong tumanggap din ng impormasyon, opinion ng iba, ng hindi kailangan nag-rage or gumagamit ng mga salitang maaaring makasakit sa ibang tao.
Thank you. How about any shout-outs?
I just like to greet my lolo and lola. Happy 50th wedding anniversary. So, wedding anniversary lang today.
Happy anniversary po.
Thank you.
Thank you, Danica. And of course, we have John Benedict, Mr. Deputy Director for Education and Research.
So I think it goes back talaga that we should understand that social media should be an extension of ourselves and help us connect to other people and not the other way around. And I think we owe it to the people around us to keep ourselves updated so that we could use our privilege to be a mediator of social change and of course remain critical of the information that you consume in social media. Dahil sabi nga sa Facebook pa lang wala pang masyadong regulations, so we should always be critical of the information we consume. And
Okay.
as for shout outs, I would like to greet my parents and my loved ones. So thank you for always supporting me.
Thank you also so much. Danica, what are the names of your lolo and lola pala? Para we can...
Lolo Yuning and Lola Antonia.
There we go. Happy anniversary po sa inyo if you're watching. Okay, so again, thank you, YFAC PH. You know, I'm so glad to have you on my show. I personally learned a lot and I hope the viewers learned a lot as well. Again, for those who are maybe who could help YFAC PH, they're looking for sponsors and members. So just contact them. You can contact them on Facebook and on Instagram. So thank you again to the 4 officers. I hope you are well and please stay safe. All right.
Thank you so much, Erica.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So that ends today's episode. But again, before I really end the show, I have another shout out list. Okay, so I want to say give a shout out to Los sorry, I can't pronounce. Los Churros Las Piñas branch. Okay, so they sell churros, frozen churros. If you wanna order, check them out. They're on Facebook and Instagram. Tita Menchi Salvador. Tita, you commented the last time. I'm sorry I wasn't able to greet you, but hi po. I hope you're doing well. For those of you who watched my previous episodes, I had a guest, Jermaine Salvador. She is the SK chairwoman of Barangay Ayala Alabang, and this is her mom. So hi, Tita Menchi. Thank you for watching. My cousins, Jello, Mike, and Enzo. There. Okay, shout out sa inyong tatlo. Hope you guys are doing okay. And of course, again, my Lolo Rudy Ancheta. Hope you're doing well, Lolo, if you're watching. We love you and we're praying for you. Of course, to my batchmates, Consular and Diplomatic Affairs in De La Salle College of St. Benilde, batch 113. For those Lasallians, yes, that is my ID number, 113. Hello to my batchmates. For those who are watching, thank you for continuing to support my broadcast. Also to the CDA department, to my professors, my mentors, the current dean, Sir Gary Jonicio, to the current chairperson, Miss Catherine Samaniego, and during my time, the previous dean, Sir Gary, Sorry, Sir George Binay. I hope you're all doing well, and um, I miss you guys. Last, we have the Girl Scouts of DX1 MGS, that's Delta X-Ray 1 Mike Golf Sierra. They are the amateur radio club of the Manila Girl Scout Council. Hello, ladies. Hope you're doing well and keep up the good work with the amateur radio club. Okay, so that's my list. Again, please tune in today. We have two more shows. We have Madame Venus at your service at 6 p.m. today. And we also have a special show at 9 p.m. So you have three shows in one. We have Let's Chat with Tita Gracie. And then we also have Talk Shop Asia and Startup Nation. So all those three shows that we have on V81 Radio, they're going to be in one show tonight. That is a special. So the hosts that you see there, we have Sir Rolly, Tita Gracie, and Miss Dorleen. So they are the anchors on those three shows. They're all gonna be together tonight. You wouldn't want to miss this. 9 p.m. tonight. Just to one more thing. Again, we're on Facebook. Please like us, like my broadcast, Making a Difference, and V81 Radio. Share our shows. I mean, we have a couple more shows to your family and to your friends. And thank you for continuing to support Making a Difference and V81. So just to wrap up the show, again, social media plays a vital role nowadays, especially to the younger generation. Now, again, I'm sure a lot of us use social media. It was mentioned a while ago that we are in the number one, if I'm not mistaken, who uses social media in the whole world. Now, there are pros and cons to having social media, but I just want to leave my viewers with this thought. Na please, again, be careful with what you say. Understand those who express their opinions. Everybody is different. Everybody has different views and perspectives when it comes to different topics. So I hope you guys just respect one another's opinions, and of course, continue to educate yourselves. That's where YFAC PH comes in, and there may be a few more organizations, but YFAC, helps us. They educate us on the different topics of the day and how we could properly express our opinions on social media. I know us youth, we have so much to say. They say that we are the future. As cliche as it sounds, it's true. But also, change starts within us. So if we continue to create this safe environment on social media, then I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of fruitful discussions, and maybe it could get to the higher ranks. Maybe the government might see this, and they'll listen to your views. So it really all boils down to each one of us. Okay. Again, thank you so much for watching today's episode. Stay safe and stay dry. It's been raining, and I hope to see you all next week. Bye, guys.
The program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Making a difference. Making a difference. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erica Mizon. Together with her cool millennials, they will be making a difference every Saturday, 3 p.m. Philippine time. Only here on V81 Radio, South Manila. Tunog Pinoy Tatak Pinoy, the future of radio. This is your all hits, all Pinoy internet radio station. This is V81 Radio Worldwide.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man ito'y mapapakinggan.